Hello and welcome to a new episode of Aslan Live. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Gaziantep game. The league starts in 3 days. It just felt like yesterday that we won the league, and some other things. So let's just jump straight into it with some good news first, and that's Yunus Akgün signed a new contract until 2029, a 4 years deal. And we have waited so long for this. It was, rumored for so long, and finally he signed a new contract, and it's so important for us, especially with the things that has came out lately. So to see Yunus Akgün sign a new contract with us is just incredible, and we don't have many players like Yunus in our squad, who is, to just simplify it, as Mertens type and Yunus type, who is good on the small areas, who is good to be the playmaker type. As I said earlier, Leroy Sané, I still think he's more like a combination player, while Yunus Akgün is more like the player who can open up a whole defense. So of course Leroy Sané can also do that, but Yunus is just, he has some other skills that are so important for us. So to see that Yunus signed for us is just incredible. Hello Melly, nice to see you. What do you think about the Yunus Akgün signing? It's just incredible that they signed a new contract with us. So yeah, I'm just so happy that the board is. It looked like they are doing a great job in the terms of the extensioning of the contracts, because it's rumors that Davinson Sanchez are going to sign a new 5 years deal or 4 years deal. Saw some place that it was until 2030, and it's so important to keep those players happy. Yunus Akgün signed a new contract. Abdülkerim signed a new contract. Barış Alper signed a new contract. Metahan, and now hopefully Davinson Sanchez is going to sign a new contract. It's just important to keep those players. Yeah, Melly, and he deserves it. He deserved to get that raise. I think it's around 2.5 million euros per season, and he deserves it because he's been so loyal to us. And I want to just give Okan Hoca creds also, to give those Turkish players the valuable playing time. For example, Yunus Akgün, we waited so long for him to blossom, and Okan Hoca had the patience, and that's so important. I think that's one of Okan Hoca's biggest strengths. It is to have the patience with those Turks players. He knows that the Turkish players, to have that strong core there is so important. So it's just yeah, it's just so nice to see, and he's an important player. He showed it against Lazio. He's just a different type of player than the other players we have in our squad, and because Gabriel, he's different to Gabriel Sara, he's different to Leroy Sané, he's different to Barış Alper. Amazing player, but Yunus Akgün is the playmaker, and he's so important. So Melly, I will talk about the Kerem Aktürkoğlu later, because I have much in my mind and heart. Hello Alperen, nice to see you guys. What do you guys think? I'm going to talk about Kerem Aktürkoğlu also, because yeah, yeah, I will talk about them. But first, I just want to quick talk about the Gaziantep game. Gaziantep. I think our starting 11, if Leroy Sané is ready, is gonna be something like this. It's rumors that Leroy Sané is not 100% ready, and it's normal. He played FIFA Club World Cup. I didn't think that he would start against Lazio either. So it's showing that Leroy Sané is really keen, to just start quickly and adapt quickly. And but I think from the 11 that the journalist wrote, it's that Jakobs is going to play left winger, and Eren Elmalu is going to play left back, and Yunus Akgün as right winger. Yeah, Melly, I will. I will talk about Kerem Aktürkoğlu. I would tell you guys something. I got his jersey from the 22-23 season. I would talk about Kerem Aktürkoğlu for sure. And what do you guys think the starting 11 will be? I don't think we should start with Kaan Ayhan. It's too dangerous to start with him, to be honest. He is a difficult player, Kaan Ayhan, and I think Gaziantep. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about Gaziantep. They got some new players there. For example, Kevin Rodriguez, the left back from Kasımpaşa. He's good offensively. He's an okay left back in Super League. The others I don't know too much about. I know that their coach is İsmet Taşdemir, the man who got Bodrum promoted from the first division to Super League, and got fired and got replaced with Volkan Demirel. And many thinks that that İsmet Taşdemir shouldn't get fired or sacked so early, because he had something. He built something in that Bodrum team, and it just went worse when he got fired. So and he is known, from what I read, that he's a defensively coach. So I think it's going to be a tight game. And I'll just look at the weather on Friday in Antep. It's 35 degrees when we are playing that match. It's going to be so hot. So it's going to be a really difficult game. So the set pieces is going to be important for us, I think. Alperen, yeah, Kaan Ayhan signed a new contract, so we can get rid of him. But I'm not sure where to play Kaan Ayhan. I think he should, as I said on the previous episode also, he should play as one of the three, if we are playing with three defenders or five defenders or three in the midfielder. Melee, I would start Yelert, but we know Okan won't, and put Salah instead of Sané. Yeah. Yeah, I think also Osimhen and Sané will be on the bench. Yelert, I don't think is going to stay, to be honest. Okan Hoxha won't start with him. That's you've seen it in the friendlies also, that Yelert is really, he doesn't even get a half, 45 minutes in the friendlies. So, and that's one thing about against Lazio. When we saw in the first half, Kaan Ayhan is not known to, go up when he's a fullback. And when you're going up as a fullback, you will get attention, so it will be easier for the winger. For example, Leroy Sané, he didn't look that sharp. I've seen a bit about the previous game against Lazio. And one of the things I personally think is that it's difficult to always play 2 versus 1 when you're a winger, when your fullback isn't supporting you offensively. And that's what we saw with Yelert in the second half when Yunus Akgün played there. Yelert is always making those runs, and that's making so much more space for the winger. For example, on the Torreira goal, where Yunus Akgün dribbled and passed to Sara, and Sara passed to Torreira, and he scored. You see Jelert is he's almost on the line with the goalkeeper to Lazio because he's so offensive. But Jelert has his weaknesses. So, Melly, you're from Konya, living in Denmark. I'm from Norway, and my family are from Nevskjer. So, nice to see you, man. You're from, that's why I want Jelert to play. Denmark. Yeah. Are you from Copenhagen, or where are you from? Did you watch the Copenhagen Galatasaray game, or? So I think with this Antep game, the thing is that players like Abdul Kerim, Lemina doesn't look too ready. Abdul Kerim, Okan Hoxha said this before, that Abdul Kerim, for example, is a player who is coming, who needs time after the season ends. In the preseasons, it takes him time to get in form. So I think our biggest enemies are ourselves in this game, especially with the weather, 35 degrees. It's gonna be really difficult. So, and also Lemina doesn't look too ready. So it's gonna be, and that's okay. We are in the beginning of the season. I don't want, I think Okan Hoxha and the staff has a plan that we don't need to be here yet. You know how last season, when we played against Hatayspor at our home, where we scored in the last minute, we didn't play good at all. We doesn't need to be at our best, but we need to get those 3 points, as this is the 5 first games in the Super League, because the Super League has turned out to be a league where you almost need to win every game. And Okan Hoxha said this, and that's so true. It's that, yes, maybe the league, yes, it's easier in some sense, but at the same time, you always need to be 100% because you can't get that draw, for example, on an away game. You need to just win every game. The Galatasaray I was born with, or grown up with, was that, an away game, 1 point. Yes, that was so good, but lately it's been like, you just need to win every game, and that's so difficult mentally. So, yeah, Melly, Danish. What Nelson also? I'm disappointed with him. So, Copenhagen, okay. I heard it is a beautiful city. And ironically, I only got to watch Malmö match. You were at Malmö? Nice. So, and that's, the Malmö game. Don't remind me of that game. Oh my God. What a game. If we just had won that game, we would be in the final 8. But yeah, forget about that now. It's new times now. But I'm not sure about this, how good this Gaziantep. They have Maxim, their captain. They have also Kozlovski, a player who's been linked with us because he's 2003 model, I think. So he fits into the 2002 and younger. They have some okay players, but overall, I think we are big favorites, of course, and we have. This is the last 5 games against Gaziantep, and I don't want to jinx anything. We have won the 5 last games against Gaziantep. But the last game we won against them, it was when Ahmed Kuducu scored on the corner kick, and it was a difficult game. It's probably a difficult field and a difficult, the weather also is going to be. It's not going to be easy, and they are, every club we are playing against are going to be so hyped. So it's not gonna be easy. Yeah, Melly, but they got Ismet Tashdemir. You know something about him? The coach who was who got fired, who got Bodrum promoted and then got sacked. He's no, yeah, as I said, he's known to be a defensively coach. So it's gonna be a tight game. And as I said, I think the set pieces are going to be really important. And they are probably going to go on counterattacks on Abdülkerim's side, I think, because Abdülkerim is not 100% yet. And I watched the highlights again from the Lazio game because I said in the previous episode that I think Abdülkerim had a good game, especially in the first half. But when I saw some of the goals, I think it was the second goal. He was late on his marking, and yeah, he's just a bit late on every challenge. So Abdülkerim needs time, and I think it's gonna be a difficult game. I always think these away games are going to be difficult, but maybe that's maybe because I'm a bit conservative, or yeah. We also got to sell Frankowski, or loaned him out for 2 seasons, and then they need to, with a mandatory purchase option. So the loan fee is going to be 5.5 million euros, and the mandatory option 5.7 million euros, and the conditional bonuses 1.3 million euros. I think our board learned something incredible by De Laurentiis from Napoli, because this is not normal from us to get these types of deals. And Frankowski, unfortunately, he was not. I don't think he's that bad of a player. He was, he was good at Lens, especially from what I heard. Every journalist were like so hyped when Frankowski came. So I don't think he's that bad, but at us he didn't. I think he just lost confidence, and in our playing style, he wasn't anywhere near good enough. At our playing style, he was so easy. When he marked his winger, he just got swiped off so easy, and I think, yeah, it was just bad match. Yeah, Meli, Cuesta is going. He's rumored to Spartak Moscow, and they are known to be paying okay. Last season, Köhn and Kerem Aktürkoğlu was linked to Spartak Moscow. So, and in the Russia, they can't buy from everywhere. They can buy from Turkey. So that's good for us, at least. And I'm just wondering, is my audio okay, or is it some bad audio because it was in the last live stream? So just tell me if it's something I need to fix on. But yeah, Nelson, it's rumored to Samsunspor. So yeah, he got the downfall. He was. I just saw some old tweets from 2023 where Nelson was linked to Tottenham, Sevilla, and to come here. He was at loan at Roma just a couple of months ago. So Nelson I think he has destroyed much for himself. It's not easy to be a footballer. I'm not trying to give him advice or something, but football is a strange world, especially mentally. It's not easy at all. So nice, Melly. Frankie is just like Angelino, but with no offensive output. Yeah, but he had a good cross against Rizespor. But other than that, I haven't seen anything. I don't know all. he always played these back passes back to Muslera. It was one time he almost scored own goal, and against Fenerbahce, for example, he was just so dangerous. I don't know. So yeah, it didn't work out at us. So unfortunately, but that sometimes it's gonna happen sometimes. And Angelino, as you said, Okan Hoja said this on Aspar, I think, interview there or on TV, where he said that the one of the signings he was most sure about was Angelino, but Angelino. But again, Okan Hoja's playing style is not easy for those types of players. Again, and I hope and I think that the board has learned and the staff has learned that we need physical fullbacks. Look at Jakobs, perfectly fitted. Eren Elmalu, perfectly. Even Salai is our best right back after Sasha Boye was gone. So, and he's not a natural right back, but he's physical, you know. So, yeah, my dream is Singo. My dream is Singo because he can also play center back. So to have a right back who can play center back would have been so incredible. But I think it's gonna be too expensive. And some are saying that he don't want to come, and some are saying that he's too expensive, and other people are saying that he's so close. So yeah, we just need to wait and see. But we had some other signings also from the academy. Just want to go through this. Where and it was other academy players also, but Ömer Özyurt is a 13 years old player who was bought for 6 million Turkish lira, and 30% of the next sale is going to his former club. Is it Umrani or is it, let me see. No, Altinordu, sorry. He's coming from Altinordu. And I saw Sinan Yilmaz, I think is a good Galatasaray journalist. He did like an analysis of those academy players, and Ömer Özyurt is a really, for his age, is a really exciting player. We can't hype him too much yet, but they are calling him the next Arda Güler. So we just have to wait and see, you know, about those players. But yeah, let's go to the not the main subject, because I just want to talk a bit about what do you guys think about Kerem Aktürkoğlu situation. I'm really curious about that. Kerem Aktürkoğlu left us one season ago on the last day and put us in a really bad situation. And we need to sell him for, call it pennies, but he just, Kerem had a dream, you know. He wanted to play in Europe. He had like an Instagram, he posted on Instagram in English, and was, you know, so hyped to be like an international player. And 1 year later, he trying to run back to Turkey, and not to us, as we all know. And I think it's, why does he get so much hate, people are saying. And I think Nihat Kahveci said it perfectly. Because Kerem Aktürkoğlu, since he left Galatasaray, he has said on live streams that Galatasaray is my team. He has said, he has posted things, you know, for example, when we won against Fenerbahce away, on Yunus Akgün's post, where he mocked Fenerbahce's new captain, Mert Hakan, where he says that he can see it from the bench, or So that's why he gets so much, critical things. And I think Kerem Aktürkoğlu is a really emotional player. I think he's gonna, I feel like he's going to be the Emre Belözoğlu type. It seems like it's written in the books. But the difference between Emre Belözoğlu and Kerem Aktürkoğlu, because I haven't heard that Kerem Aktürkoğlu does want to come back to us, and I don't think we don't need him, and we don't want him back either, I think, and it's not our priority to get a winger. But we need to remember, as the time goes, when Emre Belözoğlu, I was not it was a bit early for me when Emre Belözoğlu signed for Fenerbahce to remember those things. But he just went out and said, yeah, I'm a Fenerli. I was always a Fenerli. Fenerbahce is my dream, and blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. And when the time goes, we hear some truth about it, is that, for example, Emre Belözoğlu almost slept on Galatasaray's door. He wanted to come back to Galatasaray. And it's a bit the same situation, because when Emre Belözoğlu played in Inter and Newcastle, in the interviews he always said, like, Galatasaray is the biggest team in the world. Galatasaray is my team. And then he signed for Fenerbahce, and he was always a Fenerli. And the same I think will happen with Kerem Aktürkoğlu, because it's always been like rumors that Kerem Aktürkoğlu is a Fenerli. Okay, that's fine. When you're a professional footballer, you can be whatever you want. In the end, the team maybe don't want your favorite team. But to be so lyrical, or to be so loud about that you're Galatasaray even after you left Galatasaray, and when Fenerbahce is offering you 5 million euros, then it's okay. Why did you talk so loud about that you were a Galatasaray? Merhaba Rubio. So Kerem Aktürkoğlu, for me, and I hear that people are saying, yeah, but the fans were against Kerem Aktürkoğlu, and the fans were not great against Kerem Aktürkoğlu. I think if we have 30 million fans, Galatasaray fans, maybe 100,000 of them, maybe 50,000 of them, some percentage, it's not even 3% of the Galatasaray fans were against him. Almost everyone I saw on social media were supported Kerem Aktürkoğlu. The club gave him the captain armband. So to be like, yeah, I left on a bad terms, and okay, but then don't go out in every stream and say that you're a Galatasaray. If you're so heartbroken about what happened in Galatasaray, it's just, I don't get it. People are saying, yeah, you get what you deserve. 99% of the Galatasaray fans supported Kerem Aktürkoğlu. And what I don't get is that with Kerem Aktürkoğlu, is that yes, he got booed on, but who has not got booed on in Turkey? Not just Galatasaray. But let's just take Galatasaray now. Kaptan Muslera got booed on. Barış Alper has got booed on. Arda Turan has got booed on. Hasan Şaş has got booed on. Every player in Galatasaray has got booed on. But again, it's up to him. It's up to Kerem Aktürkoğlu. Because I think it's, players like him, players like Hakan Çalhanoğlu, I'm gonna admit it's emotionally because he was our player. I supported him. I'm not gonna lie. I always supported Kerem Aktürkoğlu when he was at Benfica. But to see the truth in him, I think that's just so nice. And now he's not in the Benfica squad tomorrow because he's injured, but he trying really to get that deal done. And I can't understand Fenerbahce either. You know, they were so vocal about signing Hakan Çalhanoğlu and didn't get it through. It would be so hysterical if they don't get this transfer through either, because they're so vocal about it. You know, they're giving information to the journalists and saying that we are so close. You know, they are sending private jets over to Lisbon. And if they're so amateur and not going to sign him, it's going to be, yeah, for Kerem and Fenerbahce, it's going to be a big loss. But again, and for me, I think this is actually good for Galatasaray, because Fenerbahce is always giving those small things that are going to be so motivating for us. They went for Hakan Çalhanoğlu, they went for Kerem Aktürkoğlu, they're going for Ederson now. You know, everything Ali Koç is doing is trying to go under our skin. So if that's their tactic, it's just good news for us. So yeah, like Nihat Kahveci said, I want to read it. Nihat Kahveci, I won't say anything about the Galatasaray fans' reaction to Kerem. You go out every day talking about Galatasaray, saying I'm a son of this community. I learned loyalty from Fatih Terim while clashing with Fenerbahce players. If you then go to Fenerbahce, you can't say anything to those who criticize you. Kerem Aktürkoğlu has started the cursing on Fenerbahce. So it's just, I think not everybody can be like Arda Turan. I know people are really divided on Arda Turan also. As Arda says here, nobody turned down the offers I did. Everyone says Fener wanted me. No, Fenerbahce offered me historic sums and I rejected them when I didn't even have 5 cents in my pocket. I'm not sure if 5 cents is true. Out of love of Galatasaray, with us, love doesn't fade over time. We need to remember one thing here. And the same goes to Emre Belözoğlu, who slept on the door of Galatasaray because he wanted to go back to Galatasaray. Emre Belözoğlu. Is that in the time between maybe 2002 and 2010, economically, Galatasaray was in incredible bad situation. So what Arda his story behind the Arda here is that Fenerbahce were giving him 5 million euros. At that time, that's insane amount of money. 5 million euros for 5 seasons. 25 million euros. While he earned 1 million euro at Galatasaray. So it's, of course, it's money. So what the president, who was president when this happened at Galatasaray, he said that he just gave Arda a blank contract, and Arda Turan just signed. And then Adnan Polat said, you don't even know what you signed on. And Arda just said, I can't talk about numbers in front of our president. So they agreed on a 2 years, on a 2 million euros contract. So, for example, Emre Belözoğlu got offered, I think, 700,000 euros at Galatasaray. Galatasaray didn't have money at that time, while Fenerbahce gave him 3 or 4 million euros, which was also insane at those times. So, I know people are divided on Arda Turan, but for me, he's a club legend, without a doubt. So, and I also want to talk about this guy because I want to rant a bit about Fenerbahce journalists, especially Yağız Sabuncuoğlu. Yağız Sabuncuoğlu, for the people who don't know, is a journalist from Turkey. He's the new, people are calling him the new the Turkish Fabrizio Romano. You know, unfortunately, he's one of the most reliable sources on transfers, you know. Unfortunately, I'm saying this because when Galatasaray are getting players, he says every detail on that contract. I don't know where he gets this information from, but he's saying, like, for example, I remember the Zaniolo transfer. He said 30 million euros. And I remember one from the Galatasaray board, Erden Timur Başkan, said it's not 30 million euros. It was 15 million euros, but those other 50 million euros was bonuses. But those bonuses were like if Zaniolo wins the Ballon d'Or, if he, you know, Galatasaray came to the semi-final in the Champions League. It was just almost impossible bonuses. While when he's talking about Fenerbahce players, he doesn't give any information out. If it is supposed to be a good deal for Fenerbahce, he's coming out with those numbers. But did he talk about the John Duran loan, who is reportedly 25 million euros for a loan? No, he didn't. So it's just, and he's quiet when Fenerbahce is going for players. If it's like, you know, for example, the Semedo transfer, he didn't say anything until he was on the jet. While Galatasaray transfers, he just screamed them right away and got all the details. And who is giving him the details? I think it is someone is saying some agents, but he shouldn't get any single information from the club because he is a Fener hooligan. And what he's saying here, Fenerbahce wanting Uğurcan is shameful. Wanting Hakan Çalhanoğlu is shameful. Taking Kerem is shameful. Is playing for Fenerbahce shameful? This situation only happens at Fenerbahce. First of all, you're going for Uğurcan, the captain of Trabzonspor. I believe that people remember when Osay Samuel did hit one supporter. I'm not going to defend that the supporters went down on the field, Trabzon supporters. Let's go way back with Trabzonspor because a history there. In 2010, 2011, Fenerbahce got caught for match fixing from UEFA and FIFA in that season, but you know TFF, of course, did not take away that championship from Fenerbahce, and the second place then was Trabzonspor. So for Trabzonspor, it's been like it's been difficult for them because they felt that they deserved the win because Fenerbahce got banned from European football for 1 or 2 seasons in 2011. Let's go when Emre Belözoğlu was racist against Zokora, their player at Trabzon. So it's always been like a really intensively between Trabzon and Fenerbahce. And lately, you know, 1 or 2 years ago when the Trabzon fans stormed the field, when Fenerbahce players did something like this fish thing against Trabzon supporters, the players on Fenerbahce's bench did provocate them. And one thing I always said is that they should run in when the fans are storming the field. This is an old theme, but again they wanted to fight, so they did fight the Fenerbahce players. And you can say, yeah, they need to stay on the field, but the same thing happened with Galatasaray against Beşiktaş many years ago. or Besiktas against Galatasaray, when the Besiktas fans stormed the field, where Galatasaray players just run straight inside into the dressing room. I didn't see Felipe Melo hitting one or kicking one down or um, and that's what I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to get Trabzon's captain, of course it's going to be shameful in that sense. The captain who was one of their most important players to win the championship, a championship Trabzon had not won for, was it 25, 26, 27 years, and he was one of the most important players. Of course, when Fenerbahce is going for him, it's gonna be hot in the media. It was same when Galatasaray wanted Uğurcan Çakır. It's nothing different there. Of course, it's a bit more different because it's more intensively with Fenerbahce because of the things I said. It's a history behind there. Ruby, is that 3 years ago already when Fener taunted? I think it's. I'm not sure if it's 3 years ago, Ruby. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago when they went on the field. You know, the Trabzon. Is that what you're talking about? It's probably 1 to 3 years. I don't know. You know, the time goes so fast. And wanting Hakan Çalhanoğlu is shameful. Yeah, but Hakan Çalhanoğlu also begged Galatasaray to get him. He always said since 2013 or 14 that he was not shy to say that he was Galatasaray. And now Kerem Aktürkoğlu, who had bear the captain armband of Galatasaray. Of course, it's gonna be talk about it in the media. If Galatasaray had gone for Mesut Özil when Fenerbahce did, of course it would blown up in the media. I can't understand how they are trying to make themselves some offer. Yeah, it's just. But this is, of course, the Fenerbahce mindset. They got the fixed mindset, these guys. So, and he's talking about that. Yeah, Galatasaray, you know, they got not Galatasaray, but it was people from the political things that were talking like, yeah, he shouldn't sign for Fenerbahce and blah blah blah. But the same happened. This is the same journalist, Yaz Sabunjolu, who said when Galatasaray wanted Vedat Muric. We can read it here. Vedat Muric had agreed with Galatasaray. Rizespor had agreed with Fenerbahce. The players asked then, we want to agree with Galatasaray and play in the Champions League. This is like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. 4, 5, 6 years ago. Phones are ringing, political phones. Then it turns to Fenerbahce. So to just say like, yeah, it's why are people from those from the political things saying that political things, not only for Fenerbahce. It just, again, they're trying to make themselves some. It's all everybody against us. But when you're playing that type of game, you're going to get backfired. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm tired about this. Let Fenerbahce do this. Let them try to get under our skin. Because if that's their intentions, I think they are going to lose. So yeah. Let me see here. Rubio, Yunus Akgün signed a new contract, a 4 years deal. And Davinson Sanchez is also rumored to do it, so that would be incredible. I'm not sure if it's more to talk about Kerem Aktürkoğlu. What do you guys think about Kerem Aktürkoğlu? Who just talked so out loud about he being a Galatasaray, and then, now wants to go to Fenerbahce when the money is when it's going from 1.5 million euros at Benfica to 5 at, I would predict between 5 and 6 million euros at Fenerbahce. I'm not sure what do you guys think about this Kerem Aktürkoğlu thing. And as I said earlier, he is not in the Benfica squad tomorrow, who's playing against Nice. So yeah, this is professional football. So and here is playing with this pads on the legs with the Galatasaray picture, of course, when he played for Benfica. So it's a bit hilarious, I think. I just want to talk a bit about the transfers also. We still need a goalkeeper, of course. John Victor, the goalkeeper we were linked with, seems to are really close to West Ham. I'm not sure what goalkeeper we are going for right now. Ederson is reportedly to be too expensive. And we still need a right back for sure. I also think we need a midfielder again. I said this earlier. And we are linked to İlkay Gündoğan right now. I hope we're going to sign him. I hope we're going to sign İlkay Gündoğan because I think of course, if you have the money, I wouldn't give him as the first priority. But I think we need goalkeeper, right back, center midfielder, and then if it's place for İlkay Gündoğan as the fifth player there. But it's now rumored that we are maybe Zaniolo is going to stay, and I'm, to be honest, if from what I've seen from Zaniolo, I have not been impressed with him in the friendlies, and I heard that he's really liked in the dressing room right now. I'm not sure how that happened. That's good, of course. But Zaniolo, for me, okay, if his mindset is good, when he was loaned out to Aston Villa, when he was loaned out to Atalanta, when he was loaned out to Fiorentina, he did really work hard, Zaniolo. He wasn't like that prima donna, or he really tried to fight for his place to be a starter in those clubs. But Zaniolo, he had 2 serious knee injuries. He's not that explosive anymore. And he is not the best in the build-up. I'm almost afraid when he gets the ball. He's not like Zaniolo is not the, what can I say? He doesn't have the best vision, Zaniolo, and that's a bit scary because he's so big that he loses the ball often. He's strong, he's a bit fast, but he's lost that also, because of those injuries. I'm not sure. He can be like a third striker, he can be like, backup on the wingers, of course. But again, a type like Zaniolo, you never know when he gets the red cards, or doesn't pass when he needs to pass, or loses the ball and giving away a counter-attack. I don't want to be too negative about Zaniolo, but I don't think he fits in our team, to be honest. I would, again, Yusuf Demir needs to get loaned out, that's for sure. I'm happy with Barış Alper, Yunus Akgün, Leroy Sané, and Salah in the winger positions. But again, if it's no offers on Zaniolo and the money, for me, it doesn't seem like we have that much of money either left after the Osimhen transfer. And that's of course normal because 75 million euros for a player, it's not, it's going to, it is money for Galatasaray for sure. I think it's the third or fourth biggest transfer in this window. So of course it's not easy to just sign many more players, and I just want, yeah. So I think we need, again, as I said earlier, Singo would have been perfect. We have 4 Turks. We have 4 home grounds. We need that midfielder also. Because if Torreira or Lemina gets injured, I'm not sure how we're going to play. Of course, Okan Hoxha said this also, that as a 10, Gabriel Sara can play there, Icardi can play there, Leroy Sané can play there, Yunus Akgün can play as a 10. So Gabriel Sara, I think he's going to play much as a number 6 or number 8 also. Not only as a number, 10 or 6 or 8. I think he's going to play more there. But again, Berkan Kutlu is now rumored to Espanyol, and he was not in the squad in the last game. So if we are selling or getting rid of Berkan, I think we still need that midfielder that's physical. Because if Lemina gets injured or Torreira gets injured, I still think we need that physical player. And Lemina, I'm not sure how his body is going to respond on playing, 2-3 games per week, especially in those intensively games Galatasaray are playing. So I really want us to have like a really good backup there, maybe at 2002 or younger, a talent, who can accept to be like on the bench and come in, be a rotation, maybe build himself up to be a starter. And maybe then, switching up with the foreigner 2002 with Abdülkerim as a foreigner there. But yeah, we still need some players in this squad for sure. It's not complete at all, if you ask me. And as we saw in the Lazio game, I'm saying it again, the pressure up front was not good enough. But again, that's normal because when you played with Jakobs, Salah, Leroy Sané, those 3 at top there, Leroy Sané is so new to the team. He still needs time to learn those tactical things. And Jakobs is a fullback, so it's natural that he's not the best at those types of press, And Salah has not played much as a striker for our team either. So Lemina and Abdülkerim is not 100% either. So when they are 100%, it will be something else. But yeah, the league starts in 3 days, 2 days soon, and we still doesn't have a goalkeeper. And that's how I know Galatasaray. I know this board. They promised the goalkeeper before the camp started, but it's just typical that they are not getting that. Of course, I want to applaud them for getting Osimhen. That's insane, but again, and that's one thing about Sion Kavucho also. Don't say that, in the Lazio game, that, we had 3 goalkeepers in our 3 goalkeepers on a list that you will say wow about when you hear them. So Sorry about the picture. Because don't talk too much. I don't like a board who's talking too much. Just don't show it with action. And then we will applaud you guys. Don't say I got 3 goalkeepers. You would just be blown out when you hear those names. Don't say that. When the first thing you said last season was that we are going to sign a goalkeeper before the camp starts. The season starts in 2 days, in 3 days. Rubivers, I trust in Gunnar. He has the Muslera aura. Yeah, but the thing about Gunnar, Rubio, in the last game against Lazio, he seemed really, he didn't seem happy at all. And I can understand that because, before the game starts, the fans are screaming. The fans want Ederson. We are going crazy for Ederson. Where are the goalkeeper? Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. They are singing that. Of course, Gunnar is going to be, unmotivated in some sense. But he shouldn't be it either, because this is the Gunnar's chance. He knows that he's going to start against Gaziantep, for example. He can't start to be unmotivated now. He knew that we were going to sign a goalkeeper anyway. And he knows that our team, the supporters, the staff are so happy with Gunnar. Okan Hoxha says it in every interview, that Gunnar is so important for us. Gunnar is a good goalkeeper. Gunnar is so important in the dressing room. And to now, showing a bit he didn't seem happy at all, Gunnar, and he seemed so. Gunnar seemed really shaky against Lazio, and that's unfortunate, because he had the chance, he still has the chance against Gaziantep, and he's still friendless. I get that, but to suddenly get a bit unmotivated, and not that happy. It's wrong from the supporters to scream for Ederson, but so he needs to just to play for Galatasaray. It's not easy at all. You need to have that mentality. So let me see, Rubio. If he knew it and already got fans against him, of course he will be disappointed. Remember, this person have never been a main person, not center of attention. This is new for him also. It's normal to react like he does when people sing that. Yeah, of course. Of course. I know. And that's not the correct thing. And they are chanting the same thing they were chanting for Osimhen. It's like... Taraftar çıldırdı, Osimhen'i istiyor. When they sang that, was it in the cup semi-final or something? It was like, wow, it's incredible. This is so cool. And they're singing it again on the ceremony of Osimhen and Leroy Sané. The same, chant, but changing Osimhen's name with Ederson. For me, it's just so wrong. It's like, it's so... cringe, it's like Osimhen understand that, he remembers this taraftar çıldırdı, Osimhen'i istiyor, like the fans are crazy, they want Osimhen. But when he hears like taraftar çıldırdı, Ederson'u istiyor, just don't sing that. It's just, yeah. But again, I think Gunnar, I personally think that we should go for a new goalkeeper. I know that many are like, yeah, Gunnar can be goalkeeper for one season. And it's not black or white either, because if you're asking me, should we go for a right back or for a goalkeeper? I think I would go for a right back, to be honest, because to see Khan in the Champions League again, I don't want to hate too much on Khan, but if Khan is going to play against the Mbappe or Doué, I'm not sure how I'm gonna watch that game, to be honest. So I think, like, yes, I know that the team wants goalkeeper, but it depends also. You know, to go for a really pricey goalkeeper either. I'm not sure if that's the right way. So, but yeah, for me at least, I think we definitively need a right back and a goalkeeper. That's my opinion. And yeah, Gunnar seemed a bit off, but probably with good reason. And yeah, as I said earlier, Yunus signed a new contract, 4 years deal. Davinson Sanchez are soon to sign a new contract, a 4 years deal. And that's going to be incredible because, when, of course, players like Yunus Akgün and Davinson Sanchez want a salary raise when Salah is earning more than. Salah is a good rotation player. I'm not talking. He's a good player. I'm not going to say anything, but Yunus is not. Yunus is a better player in my eyes. Of course, he wants the same amount of salary or more. And when Davinson Sanchez is looking at the gap between him and, for example, Osimhen and Icardi and the other players, of course, Davinson Sanchez also want them a salary raise, and they deserve it. They deserve it, and um, that's just the way it should be. When you are getting players on high salaries, it will just go up and up. So, but again, as I said, the board has been good in that part, I think, to sign the new contracts with the player and make them happy. So, and also, Morata is. I saw some rumors that he was linked to Saudi Arabia right now. Morata, and it's rumors that they want to give 15 million euros to AC Milan and 10 million euros to us. That would have been incredible if that had happened. But I'm not sure if Morata wants to go to Saudi Arabia. I feel like they're trying to, both Galatasaray and AC Milan, see that the money is from Saudi Arabia, it's more money from them. And they're trying to do it a bit like, what Napoli did to Galatasaray. Napoli waited and waited and wanted to sell Osimhen to Al Hilal. So I think they are waiting a bit right now to see if if Morata wants to go to Saudi Arabia. But I'm not sure about that. I feel like Morata is a family guy, to be honest, and I can't. I think he's a really family guy. He has many children, and I think his wife probably doesn't want to leave in Saudi Arabia. That's just my feelings. And that they want to go to Como in Italy, which are I heard it is an incredible place. It's easy for players to get drawn to Como because it's people are saying it is an incredible place. So let me see if it's any other news right now, because it's turning out so quickly, everything here. And yeah, Emre Belözoğlu, of course, I forgot to say that, but he has tried to, he came out with a speech yesterday that he had gone through the same as Kerem Aktürkoğlu. He tried to support Kerem Aktürkoğlu, and this is Turkish football. When you know that a coach of Antalyaspor is trying to get Fener to sign players. It's just, if some of the Galatasaray, if Arda Turan had done the same thing, it would just be in it would probably be in a war, or something, and that's I think it's just funny. And this is from, because I want to talk with about this also, Karagümrük's president Süleyman Hurma, who is known to be a Fenerbahce fan. Karagümrük just got promoted to the Super League, and is saying our Super League broadcast revenue is around 150 million euros total. If we are generating 150 million euros, how can the total cost of a single player be 85 million euros? First of all, it's 75 million euros, and it's 5 million euros in bonuses. First of all, the revenue Galatasaray has is not 150 million euros. He's saying this to broadcast revenue, but we talked about this earlier. The capital increase, Galatasaray earned 230 million euros. The ticket sales, the revenues Galatasaray is getting from sponsors. I just don't know how people like this, who are president of other clubs, can't even do a math. It's just incredible to list. I don't know. Why are they just trying to make more and more chaotic things? And this guy is a Fenerli for sure. I know that. I remember he's really close to Ali Koç, Fenerbahce's president. So to say these things are just so, I don't know, it's incredible to just come up with those things. It doesn't make sense at all, because Galatasaray had the official statement that we earned 230 million euros in the capital increase. We got sponsored from this, the LED lights, 10 million euros, the kit sponsors, 25 million euros. It just coming in money, and you coming out with this is just incredible. And we will, for me, this is just the sign of the Super League is starting right now, because we will hear much against us, and that's normal, especially when you won the league 3 times. And that's one thing I really liked about Leroy Sané, for example. He said something like, we have won the league 3 times. Everyone wants to beat us, but I came here to not let that happen. And that, I know it's so maybe a bit cringe and easy, but it is so important, because our biggest enemies this season are ourselves, I think, because we got the best squad without a doubt. Or Fenerbahce also got a strong squad, but it's gonna be, we just need to be focused, and I can't wait on the Friday against Gaziantep, because it's gonna be a difficult game. Karagümrük is Ali Koç's puppet. Don't take them serious. Yeah, I know Melly. And I don't want to take them serious either, but it just, come up with something smart to say. What is this to say? It's just so, he hasn't thought about anything, It's just incredible to come up with this. So yeah. No, I don't take him seriously either, and I know that he's a big Fenerli also. But just imagine if a Galatasaray did say this, a president of Galatasaray had said this. So we should just forget, all about this and just focus on ourselves. And I saw a bit from the clips from Galatasaray, where they posted, on the trainings where Icardi crossed, and not directly to Osimhen, but where Osimhen took like a bicycle kick. And the harmony in the group, I just love this team, the Galatasaray team. And wow, the new red jerseys are also perfect. So I can't just wait till the season starts. I hope they're going to be focused from the day one. But again, 35 degrees in Antep is going to be really difficult. So yeah. Let me see if it's other news before, or is it something you guys want to talk? Is it something we have not gone through, or let me see. Yeah, I see that people are asking, are Kerem actually going to Fenerbahce? Yes, he from every um, from every reliable sources, he doesn't want to play for Benfica anymore. So and he wants to go back to Turkey, and is getting a really high raise from Fenerbahce. So Melly, speaking of kids, if they get Puma deal terminated, who do you realistically want to see us wear Adidas and Nike off the table? I heard something about the EA57 was giving us 10 million euros per season, if I'm not totally wrong. What do you think? Want to see us wear? I personally like, for example, Adidas kits. I always like these retro kits. But what other? It's Adidas, it's Nike off the table. Who do you think? Like, I think like, for example, like a brand like. Okay, it was an unreliable source, the EF57. But who are we then? Uh, who do you think we are going for then? It's Adidas, it's Nike, it's Hummels, it's Umbro, um, it's New Balance. I'm not sure. It can be a smaller company that's going for us, maybe. Because I thought that the Puma deal was a good deal. It was from the Erden Timur area, where people were saying like, yeah, it was an incredible deal, but it's not. It's not. It's not supposedly be the best deal anyway. The Puma deal. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, Adidas, the stripes and the retro things. I think it's just beautiful, but yeah, Hummels or New Balance. New Balance, I think also. I don't know. I'm not sure about Hummels or New Balance, to be honest. How their kits looks like. Is it some known teams that are using them? Probably it is. Suddenly Lotto can support it. I know that Hummels are trying to make a bigger and bigger market in Turkey right now, because I saw Torreira are doing commercial with them. I'm seeing more and more TV broadcasts are with Hummels. So Hummels can be realistically, but I'm not sure. Again, I thought that the Puma deal was a good deal, but again, probably it wasn't. I'm not sure what was wrong with the Puma deal. Is it like the other teams got a higher offers now, so our Puma deal um, is not that good anymore? I'm not sure. So, but I would, yeah. Let me say, New Balance have Lille, Porto, Sao Paulo as their big teams. Okay, so New Balance can be an, you know, these brands are seeing that Turkey is a really good market. Especially Galatasaray. We are playing in the Champions League. We have players like Osimhen, Icardi, Davinson Sanchez. Torreira, you know, we have some big stars, and just look at our social media. I think it's 17 million at Instagram followers right now, and Twitter, you know. So it's Galatasaray is a really big brand right now. Okay, so we're selling more than expected. Yeah. But was it something like if we sold, or is that also not true? Like if we sold 1 million kits, we would get 40 million euros or something. But don't think that was true either. I'm not sure. But of course, I wouldn't be sad if we were getting, you know, didn't have the Puma kits anymore, because I don't think it's. I think the new Puma, the new red and yellow kit are really nice, to be honest. My friend the Ruby Evers, who is in the chat, he got the this year's jersey and the previous year's jersey with red and yellow, the Parjalloforma, and I honestly think that this year's kit is. I really like the red color, and just the kit in overall. I think it was really beautiful. The Helly Hansen kit. We will go for Lacoste or yeah, no. Helly Hansen, yeah, that would be sick. So no, I'm not sure. I think New Balance would be really cool, you know. But I don't know too much about those brands and what we are earning right now. But as I said, if Puma is not giving us what we deserve, we need to get away from them. Or if we got higher offers, it's all about, you know, sponsors. And again, I don't think Puma has like the. Or Galatasaray always has the beautiful jerseys. I think I'm not too objectively there, of course, but I don't feel like Puma is like the most beautiful jerseys either. So, but the red jerseys, I think they nailed it so much, especially when I saw it on the players. The red jersey was just incredible to watch on or to see, and especially Icardi. He looked like he looked beautiful in that kit, man. So no, yeah, New Balance, yeah, that would be. I think if I should guess on something, I would probably guess on probably Hummels. Just throwing out something, because I think they're trying to make a market in Turkey, a bigger and bigger market in Turkey. Or um, I'm not sure if Skechers, do they have like a brand on their jerseys, because you know Barış Alper, Ahmet Kutucu, and Metehan now have the Skechers shoes. But I'm not sure if they got like a brand on, or they do they want to get it on the jerseys. I'm not sure if they have Skechers has the jersey or the logo on the jerseys. I don't think so, but I think also Skechers are really trying, the smaller brands would probably try to get on those big teams in the countries like Turkey and other nations. So it's probably more money in Hummels and New Balance than Adidas or Nike for sure. So which team does Skechers have? Because I feel like Skechers, they're really trying in Turkey right now to get to establish themselves in Turkey. Because why do I look at this president? Because when they're signed with Barış Alper and Ahmet Kuducu, Metehan, CF Pachuca. Yeah, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Mexican team. Okay. They participated in Club World Cup. Yeah, it can be, if they are trying to brand themselves in Turkey. Because you also probably saw that Barış Alper and some other players in our team, and probably some players for Fenerbahce also, are now using their shoes. And I think they're really new in the football world, because Skechers has always been like a shoe brand, but I just lately saw them as a football brand. I think they have Hurricane are using their shoes, for example, the Skechers. I'm not sure about the other players, but and they've probably seen that, oh, Barış Alper, Barış Alper is really popular in Turkey, and Turkey are really crazy in that terms. So to see that, for example, you're giving those types of attention to the Turkish market, it's not a dumb idea to give that on Galatasaray either, for example, who is much, much bigger again. But yeah, I'm just trying to think what uh, how they are thinking, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's anything else you guys want to talk about. Do you guys have any? What do you predict against Gaziantep away, where it is 35 degrees? It's gonna be a difficult game. So again, I think we are our worst enemies. So if Abdul Karim and Lemina is not in form, it's gonna be difficult. So yeah, 7-0 to us, I hope. But do you guys think this is going to be the starting 11? Do you guys think Leroy Sané is going to start, or uh, yeah, you said Osimhen and Sané on bench, Melly. I also think Sané is going on the bench, but uh, then I think Jakobs is going as left winger and Yunus as right winger. Don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. But again, when you're playing against a team that's low, to have Jakobs as a winger, I'm not sure how good that is, because we saw it in the Lazio game that Jakobs struggled because he's a fullback, but he struggled in the final third when he had a man behind him, and yeah. And Gabriel Sara, we saw it again in the Lazio game, that he's a bit uncomfortable in the final third, as you see in the positioning here. He loses the ball sometimes. He's not that confident in tight spaces. So our Yunus is going to be really important in this game, I think. 5-2 to Gala. Yeah, I just hope we're getting the victory, guys, because I'm always scared of these away games in Turkey, and especially early in the season. As I said earlier, when we met Hatayspor at home last season, we won in the last second, so it's going to be difficult. But we have a really good squad, and our squad is really focused, I think. And, they know all these things Fenerbahce is trying. As I said earlier, Fenerbahce is motivating us with all these small things. And thankfully they are doing it. And, now they took Mert Hakan as a captain, a player who's not even been signed for the Champions League squad when they are playing tomorrow, Fenerbahce. I'm not sure if he's injured or what it is, but he's not even I see that Fenerbahce fans are not happy with him either, because he's only, what Mert Hakan is doing is just trying to show himself as a Fenerli, because he's not good enough as a football player. And to make him as a captain is, for me, it just showing where Fenerbahce is, because they are trying to get under our skin for everything. And now, signing Kerem Aktürkoğlu, trying to sign Hakan Çalhanoğlu, trying to sign every players we are signing. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Because in the end, it's us who got the culture, Galatasaray. It's Galatasaray who got the culture. Um, it seemed like it. So yeah, it's maybe I don't know who wrote it, but yeah, maybe it's a bit cringe, man. It's the beginning of the YouTube thing, so but you are free to say whatever you want. It's no problem. Yeah, guys, I think if you don't have any more things to, if it's something you want to come up with, I'm here. If it's something, if not, I think we can wrap it off. And it's been a joy again, I think. No, I'm not thinking it. I feel it's been really a joy to be here to talk with you guys. It's always so fun. So yeah. And I hope you guys like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And I know this guy since he was 1 years old, and I agree he's a cringe guy, but also nice guys are totally right. SA, you don't need to delete that message if you know it's this YouTube thing. As always say this, it's new for me. It's also really cringe for me, but again, to talk with, for example, Melly, Ruby Evers, and Alperen and Toray, the other people who are here, it's for me just so cool. So if it's cringe, it's cringe. It's no worries for me. So yeah. Yeah, Ruby. It's I'm a cringe guy, but that's normal. So, but Melly, did you watch Jelert much because you're Danish? Did you watch him much in Copenhagen, or because in Norway, and I think that's in Denmark also, it's really, the football in Norway and Denmark. I think Denmark is the same. It's really tactical. It's much systems. It's not like Turkey, really chaotic and much more man. For example, in oh, you're from Malmö, okay. I thought you were Danish, man. Ah, okay. Sorry, man. No. But you're from Denmark, Melly, or yeah, Copenhagen Parken. It's a really tight stadium. There is probably many fans, Copenhagen fans. So no, but if you're from Denmark, Melly, did you watch Jelert in the Danish league, or yeah, did you watch him in the Danish league or in the Denmark? Because the Scandinavian football is really, yeah, I know that in the Europe League. But did before Jelert went to Galatasaray, do you watch the Danish league, or because you're from Denmark? Because I feel like the Scandinavian, yeah, it's a boring league, probably like Norwegian league. Because it's difficult for these Scandinavian players or the Scandinavian players in that country to perform. For example, Turkey, it was the same with Martin Linnes. Yes, he did okay for us, but it's a whole new world to play in Turkey because it's not much of a system, to be honest. It's better now, but in Norway, probably in Denmark, Sweden, it's just much more discipline and just much more system oriented. So yeah, Yelich had some good games against Manchester City, against Manchester United, against Bayern München in the Champions League, but it's it's a new world to play in a system like that, a very strict system. So I'm Norwegian and I don't even watch Norwegian league, just Super League. Yeah, it's much more fun to watch Turkish league, to be honest. It's happening much more there, so it's much more action. It's not. I feel like the Turkish league. It's not like anywhere else because I think the football has become a bit more boring, but the Turkish league is just always fun to watch. It's so chaotic and so much up and down. It's just so fun to watch. So in Scandinavian clubs, they play one and same system from under 10 till they reach senior level. Yeah. There are. It is much system there, as you're saying. Very disciplined teams. Yeah, and they are learning, these things from them. They are very young, like the academy players. They are almost like robots. Like stand there, do this. When you got the ball, play inside, and what you're going with the ball, what you're doing without the ball. So it's again a whole different world. I think in Turkey you should have something of it, of course. I don't feel like you should be 100% of it either. Look at Bodø/Glimt, the team from Norway who did really well in Europe League last season. They came to the semi-final against Tottenham. But look at every player they are selling. They are really struggling in the other leagues, not only because it's a higher level in the other countries, but it's also that Bodø/Glimt is a really disciplined team, is a really system team. Every player knows what they are doing, and when they then come to another country where it's not as their team, the Bodø/Glimt is playing 4-3-3. The defensive midfielder know exactly what the right back is doing, and he knows exactly his role. But when he's coming to a club, then, for example, let's say Galatasaray, I saw that Patrick Berg, their captain to Bodø/Glimt, was linked to Besiktas. I don't think he would suit very well there. He's a good player, but I think it would be really difficult for him to come to a chaotic team like Besiktas. Rube Ivers, Norwegian league reminds me of women's football. Not gonna say anything more than that. I'm not sure what he meant, but okay. Yeah, so no, guys, I think that was it. Again, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't and like the video. Also comment on the video afterwards if it's something. And yeah, I really appreciate it that you watch this stream. So until next time, guys, see you.